it to the Fed, deposit it into your account. Fed is going to put $1 trillion into your account. Fed has the authority to print money. Of course, it's only US that has a weird monetary system like this. If the government of Russia wanted to pay their debts in ruble, all they have to do is call the central bank. They'll print the rubles and they'll pay them. It's going to create a lot of inflation, but it's a separate issue. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be paid. But these bonds, especially long-term bonds, have an interest rate risk. If you buy a 30-year bond, that doesn't mean that you have to keep it in your vault for 30 years. 1 year from now, you may decide that, okay, I'm going to sell this bond. Whether or not you can sell that bond at the price you bought depends upon the interest rates. For example, let's say a 30-year bond was just issued. 10% coupon, semi-annual, face value 1,000, and yield to maturity equals 8%. First question is, how much will you pay for this bond? Anyone who's working on it? If you download the template, you should be able to do it easily. One of you guys downloaded the template? Let's see. It's a 10% coupon bond, 2 coupons per year, 30 years, face value that, 8%, and that's the value. Okay? You just read it off. One year from now, you would have collected, obviously, $100 in coupons. Interest rates went up to 16% due to inflation, among other reasons. How much is your bond worth now? The only thing that's different is this is now a 29-year bond, but the yield to maturity is 16 now. See what happened to the value of the bond. It's about half. Okay. Now it is a 29-year bond and is worth only quite a bit of loss. In fact, your capital gains loss. Price now 629.32 divided by price then minus 1. Almost 49%. Why? Because there's still a lot of cash flow from this bond, but now instead of discounting them at 8%, I'm discounting them at 16%. And the farther those cash flows are, the more is the effect. So bond trading, long bond trading especially, is not for the faint-hearted. That's a made-up example. Let's look at the 30-year rates over the last year or so. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year ago, 30-year rates was about 225. Okay. So let's do a hypothetical bond. Uh, let's make the coupon rate the same. Obviously, it was worth 1,000. Now, the same bond, 29-year rate is going to be very close to 30-year rate. It's now 3,888. Okay. You lost close to 30% of your money. And this was only about 1.5% move or 1.65% move in the yield. It's a big move, but the loss is much higher. Such interest rate risk is higher, everything else being the same. That's Latin for all else being the same, for longer maturity bonds. Now let's do the same interest rate move for a 10-year bond. Obviously, I set it up so that it's par. You lost 13.5% of your investment. Oops, this should have been 9. Yeah, similar. So the effect is roughly the half of the 30 years. Let's look at the 5 years, or this time it's going to be 4 years. It's much less. So the shorter is the maturity, the lower is the interest rate risk. Similarly, all else being the same, bonds with higher coupons have less interest rate risk. That kind of makes sense. I mean, we can see that. Let's do an extreme margin zero coupon bond for 30 years. Let's do the yield to maturity at 4. At 4, it's 304. At 4.01, or let's do 4.1, 296. So it's about $8, right? It's about 2.6%. Now let's have a 20% coupon bond at 4, which was 37.81, at 4.1, 37.30. So it's about $51. That's only a 1.3% decline. Why? Because it says higher coupon. Remember, higher coupon means, effectively speaking, you're getting your money way earlier. Think about the extreme case, zero coupon. You are literally waiting 30 years and then getting $1,000. If I have a bond with 20% coupon, for the next 30 years, I am going to get $200. Of course, I'm paying much more, relatively speaking. I'm paying more than 12 times more, but I'm getting money, some of my money earlier. So effectively speaking, maturity of a higher coupon bond is lower.